already are making good progress now. We're at the point where we can actually install the Laravel framework itself. Let's just talk about Laravel generically for a second. Laravel 5.1 is at an LTS release, a long-term support release. What that means is we're going to get 3 years of security fixes and 2 years of bug fixes, which I think would tend to indicate that this framework is going to probably start hedging towards the enterprise space as companies realize that it's a serious player. It also means that you're going to have a lot more longevity in terms of code tutorials and code snippets and things that you see out on the web. So that's all a good thing. Now, to install Composer, I've just brought the environment back up and everything's running as it was. To install Laravel, we use Composer. Let's just understand what is Composer. Some people call Composer a package manager, other people call it a library manager, and yet others even call it a dependency manager. I call it a package manager, but let's just distinguish it from traditional package managers like Yum, where if you use those, they would pull in something that would have a global impact on your environment. So you pull in, let's say, Apache via Yum, and it installs it into your environment. Now you've got this globally installed Apache daemon. Composer doesn't work like that. Composer is a directory level type tool. So anything that we do with Composer, it's not going to impact your system globally. It's only going to impact into the directory structure or the directory tree where you tell it to go. So without further ado and enough talk, let's actually now install the Laravel framework. So to do this, we say Composer create project. Actually, hang on. Where are we? Yeah, we need to be in the code directory because that's where our project is going to sit. So we say Composer create a project, and we want Laravel, and we want it into L5 Win10. But now here's a tip, or you can use it if you want or not, but I always throw it into ultimate verbose mode so that I can see exactly what it's doing. I'm also going to bring this up and run this over here so you can see what it's doing on the actual file system within Windows. Alright, we're all ready to go. Sit back and watch it do its magic. And there we go. It's correctly pulled everything through. You saw it happening on the side here. the post install command has set our application key for us. So in theory, if all things have been done correctly, we should now see the Laravel welcome page, and there we do. We see that. So we have the Laravel application framework installed and running exactly how we want it. Just before we move on, I actually want to show you something. So let's clear this. Let's go into the L5 Win10 directory. So we can see there's our Laravel installation. Everything's running fine. Let's now jump back a level and let's actually remove it. So we're going to kill that entire Laravel installation. Okay, you see it's disappeared from the Windows environment. Let's just see what's in there. Okay, that's cool. Right, now okay, cool. Good stuff. Now, when I said that Composer doesn't have global impact, yeah, it doesn't, but it does create a caching for itself. So if we go and run that command again to create the Laravel project, see what happens. Okay, and do you notice how much quicker that was? That's because when it was pulling it in the first time, it was actually writing those files into a caching area that Composer sets up for itself. Now, from now on, what will happen is every time that you run this create project command, it will check on the web and then it'll check the cache, and if the cache is the most recent version, it will use it from cache. But if cache is outdated, then it will pull it from the web. So that means that once you've done this the first time, if we now start to create multiple projects on this VM, the installation of them are a lot quicker. And if we go back here, everything is working exactly like it was, all perfectly correct. Okay, so that's just something I wanted to show you. Let's now go back here and let's open this up. So we can see we've got our Laravel core framework running. We've got our Composer file. We've got our JSON file, our package JSON file. We've got our getignore file. We're going to come and take a look at all of these things in a while. But now that we have the framework installed, we're certainly not going to be doing things like that. We need a decent code editor to be working with. So that means it's time for us to say, that's a wrap on this Laravel framework installation section, and in the next section it's time to say hello to PHP Storm.